the budget is very simply an accounting statement. It states as to how much did the government spend, how much did the government earn, whether there's a surplus or there is a deficit. But unfortunately over the years, this has become once in a year podium for the finance minister to grandstand and talk about everything from motherhood to apple pie. And coupled with that, television channels have turned it into a spectacle, primarily because it becomes an event to collect revenue and boost their TRPs. But at the end of it, in every advanced democracy, a budget is a non-event because it is merely a statement of accounts and expenditure. How much have you earned? How much have you spent? Whether your earning is more or less than your expenditure. And because there is a stability of policy, you do not have a tinkering with the tax rates, indirect tax duties and other policy initiatives, because what business requires is stability. It requires a long-term perspective so that they can make their business projections and plan accordingly.
But sir, you also said that it has become a ritual. You also talked about the presidential address, and you have pointed out the issue raised in the economic survey by the chief economic advisor also. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, the chief economic advisor has been very prescient, if I may say, in the economic survey. He has categorically indicted the governance model of this government. And he has said that we need to move away from a paradigm where the process is the punishment. That you are guilty the moment an allegation is leveled against you and you have to prove your innocence. And this goes against the fundamental maxims of jurisprudence, which says that you are innocent until you've been proven guilty in a court of law. And this is the reason why businesses and businessmen have fled this country in the past 10 years. That is why there has been a flight of capital. So this government, when it came in 2014, it talked about capital, capitalists and capitalism. And the irony is that those so-called capitalists, except one or two oligarchs, have fled the country because the process which the investigating agencies and the law enforcement agencies unleash on people, that itself becomes the punishment. And that is why people have moved abroad.
So you are not expecting anything from the budget for the common man of our country?
Well, fundamentally, there are four fundamentals of an economy. That is savings, there is consumption, there is investment, and there is employment. And this is an incontrovertible fact that the Indian economy is facing an unprecedented slowdown. Where is the savings to GDP ratio today? Where is the consumption to GDP ratio today? Private consumption is at a record low. Where is the investment to GDP ratio? Where is the foreign direct investment coming in? Where is the investment in infrastructure? Where are the jobs? So therefore, a government that promised 2 crore jobs, that is 20 million jobs a year, by now we should have had 20 crore new jobs which have been created, or 200 new jobs which should have been created, not employment opportunities, jobs. Where are those jobs? You talk to any elected member of parliament and he'll tell you how every day early in the morning when they meet people, they are inundated with job applications. People who've done their MAs and PhDs and who've done their BTechs and MTechs are actually looking for subpar jobs in order to just make a living. So, Therefore, under those circumstances, you can grandstand once a year, because whatever commitments you make, they are not really checked by Parliament, unfortunately, against the outcomes of those commitments. There's a ritualistic outcome document which is given, which is more bureaucraties than anything else. So I think you need to take a hard look as where do we stand as an economy, and those opening paragraphs of the economic survey, para 10 to para 20, which deal with the Indian economic situation, I think are perhaps the most comprehensive, holistic indictment of the non-performance of this government on the economic front.